Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Veronica, aka Little Miss Skin Expert. In today's tutorial, I wanted to show you guys how I created this beautiful pink lovely look. So without further ado, let's get started. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright guys, I'm back. So for today's look, we are going to use the Blood Sugar palette by Jeffree Star. I love this palette and I haven't used it in a while. But I have done a couple of looks. If you go through my Instagram page, you can see a couple of the looks that I have created using this. So with that said, let's get started. So I was thinking about maybe doing a full cut crease on the across the entire lid. I have attempted to do this once and it didn't go so well for me, but because this is a quite dramatic palette, I really wanted to do a dramatic look, and it's Friday. So okay, so the first shade in the palette that I'm going to go in with is this shade right here, Tongue Pop. So taking a blending brush, I'm using the Sigma E40 to do this, and I'm just going to go ahead and sweep it across the crease area of the eye. Nice thing about this palette is it does have a mirror. And I'm just going to keep building this up to where I'm happy with how pigmented it is on the lid. This is just going to help bring everything together. So I had someone ask me about how I switch between colors if I'm using the same brush. So I'll either have like a rag or I'll have like a paper towel, and then I'll just kind of just dust it off to help with switching from color to color. Just wanted to give you guys that information in case you guys are wondering. So the next shade in the palette I'm going to go in with is this shade called Prick. It's so cute because it actually has like it's embossed with a needle on there. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and add it to the crease. I'm going to lift my eyebrow a little bit too because my eyes are a little hooded, so I want to make sure that color gets in there and blends well in there, like that. So I'm going to go ahead and deepen out the crease even more, of course, and I'm going to use the shade Cherry Soda. So we've gone in with Tongue Pop, Prick, and now Cherry Soda. And I want to define this a little bit more and make it a little bit darker and deeper. So this is how it's looking so far. So we're going to go ahead and add some purpley shades. Let's go ahead and add, I was either going to add Coma or Extraction, but let me just swatch those real quick. They're very similar, so you know what? Let's go in with Coma. And I'm just going to go ahead and deepen out the crease. A little bit more. I'm going to go back in with the shade Cherry Soda, which was that red shade there, and I'm just going to kind of help blend some of this together. Kind of got a little lost. I love how these shades are just blending. They're not like looking like a combined muddy mess. You can still kind of see the pigments that I've used together, which is very nice. So I went ahead and I cut the crease, and what I used was concealer. I used the Tarte Shape Tape. That is like a tongue twister. And using a synthetic brush that is flat. This is the 242 by MAC to help cut the crease out. Like that. Going back into the palette, I'm going to go ahead and use this shade called Sweetener. I'm going to add that into the crease because this particular shade is kind of golden almost, but it has like pink hues in it, so it's very unique. I love his color schemes. I think they are well thought out. So beautiful. And I did use my finger a little bit just to get it started, and then just going in with the synthetic brush to help perfect it and make sure that it's fully packed on. Okay, so just taking the shade Extraction, I'm gonna go ahead and soften the cut crease a little bit by adding it to the space between where I added the transition shades and the cut crease. This is just gonna make sure that everything looks more evened and not chopped up. I'm going to go in with the synthetic brush, and I'm going to go in with that shade Tongue Pop, which was the first shade in the palette that I used. And I'm just going to go along and make sure this edge is blended. I don't really know where this look is going, but I hope it's going somewhere good. I'm going to go ahead and just start working on the face, and then that way I can start working on the lower lash line. So the first thing I'm going to do is use a primer. I'm going to use the Hangover primer by Too Faced. My face is feeling a little bit on the dry side, so I definitely need the hydration right now because dryness is the enemy. I also took a makeup wipe as well to help clean up the edge of the shadow because I want that cut crease to really be very defined. So the foundation I'm going to use today is the Born This Way foundation by Too Faced. And what I did was I did one pump and just dotted it on the skin first because I kind of want to see how much coverage I want to go in with today. And I am using my Nancy synthetic brush. This is the Flawless Foundation brush. This one and the Buffed Base brush are my two favorites by Nancy. I like it again because it doesn't tug at the skin. It's not scratchy. That was one pump, guys. I think that was plenty to kind of cover up the skin. So it's a really awesome foundation, especially if you're looking for that medium to full coverage. So now I'm just going in with the multi-use sculpting concealer by Too Faced. I love this concealer, you know, because it's not too mattifying. It's just creamy and it blends well. It highlights well. It's easy to work with. It doesn't set up so quickly. Now I'm going to go in with the Ethereal setting powder. As you can tell, there's not very much in the cap. I'm just using that amount to help me set the foundation. I don't need any real coverage. I just really want it to help me set this down. And again, just stippling motions using the powder because I don't want the product to move. I added a little bit of powder here. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. It's just going to kind of help seal the deal so that way none of this moves. So I went ahead and added this shade called Prick underneath my lower lash line. And now I'm going to go in with this shade called Coma, which was the darkest shade in the palette. And I'm going to go along the lash line like this first. And then I gotta blend everything out. Like that. The goal of this is to not mess up. So this is the Tarte Doubletake eyeliner. And I like this one because it is a felt tip kind of liner tip. And makes it a little bit easier to apply. I just want to say this is really hard to film Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight the inner corner, and I'm going to use this white shade right here called Glucose. And I'm going to kind of use this as like a base for highlighting. I mean, I could leave it like this. I'm kind of flicking it upwards, as you can see. And then coming downwards. Like that. I'm going to go ahead and add also this shade called Candy Floss, which is like a pinky shade, like a mauvey pinky shade like that. And I do want to kind of incorporate that into the inner corner. Not too extravagantly bright, but with the white, I do like that. So it's just giving more of a pinker hue and versus like a stark white. If it's going to be a mistake, but we're going to try it. I'm going to add this white shade to my brow bone here. Kind of brighten up the brow. And just lightly going inward like that. And then maybe, well, no, maybe not. Okay, maybe yes. I'm going to add that shade Candy Floss, which was that pink shimmer shade, and just add it on top of that. Like that. I'm going to go in with the Roller Lash Mascara, of course, because this is what I use when applying my false lashes, because I feel like it separates the lashes without clumping and gives it a little bit of lift, so it does help get hidden into the false lash a lot easier. I have used other mascaras. I just like this one the best for false lash application. All my lashes are dry, and I think I'm going to add a nude shade in the waterline. You can either add white or a nude. I think that would look really nice. And what it's going to allow the eye to do is it's going to make it bigger. So if I were to use a deeper color like in my waterline, it would actually create my eyes to look a little smaller. So this is the Infallible Longwear Eye Pencil by L'Oreal in the shade Nude. So this is a new lash style for me. This is the style I See You Boo by Icona Lash. Of course, I'm going to go in and use their lashes. Use my code Little Miss Skin Expert to save 10%. One of these days, I will show you guys how to apply false lashes. It's not too difficult, but it does require, you know, being patient with the glue drying, as well as, you know, knowing your tools. So I use a combination, as you guys know. I use tweezers and I use this. That's, you know, has been the easiest in applying lashes for me, but sometimes I do need to use my fingers to kind of help manipulate the lash band, which is another reason why I like Icona Lashes, because the lash band is easy to apply. It's very flexible, and you know, you can really manipulate it around the lash line. Some of these lash bands are a little stiff, and since I have such dramatic eyelashes on, I'm going to go ahead and apply, use this mascara, the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, because it does give my lower lash more of a thicker, fuller effect. Not to mention, it's one of my favorites. So for highlight today, I'm going to go ahead and use the Amrezy highlighter by Anastasia Beverly Hills, because it's so pretty. And my skin is a little bit damp, FYI. That is very nice. Just a little bit on the nose. Like that. Alright, so I have a little bit of bakage going on here. I'm just going to go ahead and brush that away. And we're going to go ahead and add the blush LoveCloud, of course, because this is a Valentine's Day look. So it's just going to give me some pink hues to go with this look. I went ahead and I used the e.l.f. setting spray today because what I like about it is that it has vitamins A and I think E in there. So a couple of antioxidants, never hurts to be added to a setting spray because you're putting it on your skin. Although I don't know how much of it is penetrating because everything is covered up with this makeup, but all right, now on to lips. For lips today, of course, I'm going to be using Jeffree Star's Velour Liquid Lipsticks because this is his eyeshadow that I'm already using, so why wouldn't I? So I'm going to use his shade Diva. This is actually named after one of his dogs, and every time I watch him on his story on Instagram or on his Snapchat, I always see Diva running around in his backyard, and it's just so cute because it's like he has all this land for them to just play, and it's so cute. So anyways, Diva. It is such a beautiful pink. I love this shade. And then I think just to kind of give it a little bit of like a little sparkle, I'm going to add this shade. This is a Thirst Trap, and it is a metallic shade. So I'm just going to kind of do this first, and then well, that completes the look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. I really enjoyed creating it for you. And we'll see you in the next Glam Friday video. See ya.